Hey, name's Antoine Binks. Good to see you. I hope you're having an awesome day. While you're at it, go check out my Instagram and my Patreon. PM me. We could become friends and we could talk about relationships. Ooh, you put astrology and relationships together and you get something amazing. So I'd love to share that with you. Just PM me and we'll get to that. But right now, I have a classmate that has requested a birth chart reading. Those are fun also. But the most fun is when you can find something or someone or a time, whatever, something you're compatible with. You know, a puppy, a person, whatever, a book, you name it. That's the most fun. So we're gonna go and dive in on my friend's birth chart. I'm gonna give him some insights, and I hope that he PMs me, and maybe we'll set up a chat later. So I'm gonna get in on this, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. So, my friend's sun is in Scorpio. My sun is in Scorpio. So when it comes to being really deep and speaking the truth, that is where Scorpio shines. And when it comes to just taking that thing you're afraid of, putting it in your face, and saying, "What's up?" without even flinching, that's how we roll. That's how Scorpio rolls. Scorpio is not intimidated by anything that exists on this plane. Well, that's the front anyways. Most, it's not important. It's not something that you would really say though. When you go to battle, when you're going to war, you would want a Scorpio in the front line because they will hype everyone up. You're going to kill someone, man, but you're going to do it with style. That's how it is. You do it with style because you don't show any emotions. It's just straight towards the goal, accomplish that goal, move to the next goal. Bing, bang, boom. That's it. That's literally it. It's pretty cool in its own light. And we're definitely not talking about war. You have to use concepts to identify with that in your own perspective. I can't really help with that, but it'll be fun for you to think about. Moving on. Bro, your moon is in Aquarius, which is very political and dignified. The philosopher of the zodiac. Aquarius energy is always strange, but always unique and always empowered, no matter what the circumstances are. Always following off of other people's perspectives that were very strong. So very respectable. Very cool. That's Aquarius. Aquarius is very, very, very strong when it comes to having an opinion. Because like Taurus, Aquarius is very stubborn. And they hold their opinions to be very important and relevant, and they will not let go of their opinions because they're so awesome. Just face it, that's really how it is. So that's nice to know. Definitely important to know. You don't want to push too hard, okay? Because if you push too hard, you get deflected. I speak from experience. My mom is an Aquarius, and when I tell her that I'm gonna do something, she's gonna deflect me, and she's gonna throw me out of her house. If so facto. Watch out. There's definitely that perspective, but it can also be empowered. When most people say, no, this is not gonna work, still moving forward. And I'm just like that bull going through the storm. So Aquarius has that in common with Taurus. So that's moon. So sun, moon, rising. Now we have rising. Rising is in Taurus. So once again, we have that I'm running towards a storm. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go straight through it, and it's going to be fine when I get through it. When I get through it, it'll be fine. So what if I'm going through some turbulence? I don't give a shit. Still moving forward. Eventually the turbulence will subside and I will be perfectly fine. And I know this, man. Period. End of discussion. That's how that energy is. And so we have descendant, Scorpio, because opposite of the ascendant is always the descendant, which is always the opposite of the zodiac sign. So descendant from Taurus, we have Scorpio. And Scorpio is your sun's answer. So Scorpio energy is just naturally attracted to you in general. That's how that works. Your descendant is what you attract in life, and your ascendant is what your veneer in life. So you attract Scorpio energy. Next we shall go with Mercury. And your Mercury is in Sagittarius, which Sagittarius is very, very, very preachy. And rightly so, because they go through things intentionally to be able to be empowered. And then they keep that empowerment, and then they show people what they're doing wrong in their life. For example, if someone is like, man, I can't figure out how to do my homework right. Sagittarius would be like, dude, you're lazy. Just do the shit right. You know, that's that preachy energy. Just do it right. Because that's what Sagittarius does. And they've struggled through that. And they've leveled up from that. And that thing that the other person is doing and struggling with doesn't really exist anymore. It's this cool perspective. Sagittarius has this cool perspective where they're already above the fold, but yet they're in the fold. So they're above it, but they're in it as well. And so they get to learn to communicate in ways that will help others go upwards. And that's where the preaching comes in. It's not like, well, dude, do this shit right. It's not like that. It's like, okay, you can do this, dude. You can do this. And then you just come up with your own little spiel to help that person realize that they're going to do it. And then they do it. And then, thanks for helping. But that's how that works out. Which is pretty cool, man. Once again, all signs are cool. All signs are awesome. Your Venus is also in Sagittarius. So with communicating, you're already through conversation. When you have conversation with someone, it's like you already know how everything really is. Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius. Let me give you more perspective. Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius. And it is freaking the most giant planet in the universe. Well, not in the universe, but in our ecosystem. In our solar system. It's the biggest planet. It's a gas planet. So there's no solid, but it is ginormous. It's really big. It would fit like 10 Earths. Okay, it's like 3 times larger than all the planets combined. It's really big. Okay. And that's how you get that perspective. Okay, I'm so giant. I've already experienced everything. And I'm telling you, dude, it's not that hard. That's where that preachy energy comes from. It's from being so big. So Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. Big old energy. Big energy. Puffed out energy. Just giant. Okay? It's all gas outside, but in the center it's got, every planet has a core, which is fire, lava, whatever. Anyways, so your Venus is also in Sagittarius. And that's why I wanted to give you more perspective on that. So being ruled by Sagittarius and Venus, Your personality is going to be very, very gymongous, my friend. And it's going to be very, how do you say, apparent to everyone that you have this understandingness about you. It's inevitable because Jupiter is freaking ginormous. And so this is what you're attracted to, is being that ginormous energy and being able to help people and to reach out to them and help them understand self. Very hardcore, very cool perspective as a personality type that is very empowered. I'm speaking through my Saturn, Sagittarius, but that's all I got. Anyways, next we have Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer is a planet. Mars is the planet of war. So Mars in Cancer, probably already said this, but I'm going to reiterate. Mercury is a planet of communication. The moon is a planet of emotions and mind. The sun is a planet of exuding energy. And Venus is a planet of what attracts one to self to oneness. What are you attracted to? Okay. So maybe you're attracted to things like rulers because they show you how long something is. Very cool tool to use with communicating. Gemstones are cool. Personally like them a lot. Mars is a planet of war, which is my favorite because I have a lot of placements in Mars. Okay, so Mars is aggressive. It's retardedly, it's just belligerently aggressive. My favorite thing to tell Cancers is that when you teach someone something, you get to learn it twice. That's my favorite thing to say because they're ruled by it's like a 6 number and then there's a 9 number. So there's I'm helping you and there's you're helping me in return type of energy, inevitably, constantly moving. It's in the 6 and the 9 are in a circle, like a zero, kind of like our class today, like a zero, like a circle. They're in a circle, so it's concentrical. You know, so there's giving and taking constantly over and over. That's Cancerian energy. So with you, when you share passion, you like to give and take at the same time. Here's a better example. When you want to learn something, you're mostly mind. Cancer is mostly mind because Cancer is ruled by the emotions. So when you want to learn something, when you want to exude outwards, when you want to express outwards, use your emotions to express outwards. Like, I feel this way. My feelings say this. I feel like this. This is how I feel. And it's just, it's an intense, extroverted energy. I feel, you know, that's it. Mars. I feel through Cancer. So that's cool. And that's that expression then. That's how it's relevant in Mars. Next we have Jupiter. Your Jupiter, sir, is in Libra. Libra is balance. So having Jupiter in Libra means that you're very good at balancing out things you want to learn. So there's these things that you really want to learn, and then there's the things that you don't really want to learn. So you're balancing them out. It's like, okay, I have to give this much time and that much time, period. If I don't do it this specific way, I'm gonna be uncomfortable. So I'm going to do it specifically like this type of energy. Libra is really judgmental. I have a lot of Libra, Mercury, and Venus. So like I get that. Like it's really important to have a balance when it comes to learning for Jupiter. Because Jupiter, as we were talking before, is the biggest planet. So Jupiter is referred to as a lucky planet, or Yeah, it's referred to as a lucky planet, but I like to say that it's referred to as a planet of hard work, a planet of learning, the planet of learning to express self so that one can exude outwards. It's ruled by Sagittarius, so it's the preachy planet, okay? So you're preachy when it comes to talking about things that are balanced out. Next, then we have Saturn. So your Saturn is in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius energy is like this. So Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius is actually ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So it's in one of the dominant planets. So that's really good. That means that you're gonna have a really awesome work ethic, and it's gonna blow people's minds, possibly your own most times. I don't know. I don't have that type of luck. Fuck Sagittarius, but yeah. So yeah, you're really good at learning stuff, enjoying learning politics, enjoying learning alternative styles. Okay, so that's Saturn in Aquarius. Very airy, masculine. Your chart's mostly masculine, okay? The only sign in your chart that's not masculine is your Mars and your Sun, which is cool. And if you really want to think about it, I like to think about it personally. I have most of all my planets, my Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, are all masculine. I like to think about it like, okay, so what masculine trait do I have dominant? For you personally, I would say that your most dominant trait in your birth chart would be, like a competition between your Mercury and Venus and your Moon and your Saturn. Because your Mercury and Venus are in Sagittarius. So you're very preachy when it comes to speaking to people, and you're also really preachy when it comes to getting to know people. But your Moon and your Saturn are in Aquarius. So that means that you're really politics. You're really politic-minded. Okay? And your Saturn, it just accentuates that interest in politics. Because Saturn has to do with work. So with working, you obviously need to work with people. So then you need to work with the right types of people. So those are really, I feel I can't pick which one. I can't pick Mercury and Venus or Moon and Saturn. I can't pick which one. But we can go further and we can look at your 10th house, which is ruled by Capricorn. So I would say Aquarius is the most dominant trait in your birth chart, just because of this. Capricorn is your 10th house, your 10th house, your midhaven has to do with your work, how your life is associated with work. And you have Capricorn. So that means that you're really good at working. You're very focused on work, getting jobs done. And that's really cool. Some people like to say that the 10th house has to do with your future, but I like to say that it has to do with work. Yeah, so I'd definitely say that the domicile for you for sure would be Aquarius. Because you have a lot of Aquarius, and then plus in your midhaven you have Saturn. So that just accentuates work. So you're a very good worker. And it's like you're really good at working, and you're also really good at associating work with social interactions and politics. So that's really cool. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to read your birth chart for you. If you want to talk about aspects, about trines, squares, and all that fun stuff, we could talk about that. Just let me know. I'm always going to go to all the planets first, so we can get a better understanding, and some of the houses, like your ascendant, your descendant, and your midhaven. Those are the most important to me. Thank you so much for being here, guys. All of you, thank you so much. In regards to work ethics, ethics comes to mind for me for your birth chart, bro. Ethics. So very ethical, very strong ethics. So when focusing on a type of job or career or whatever, definitely think about ethics and enjoy your life, man. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Blessings, you guys.